happy Saturday to you on this September 19th. Welcome to the DaveCast. Back on Thursday, we finished up our study of Exodus. I've been teaching through that for 32 sessions is how long it took to get us through. But we finished, and I asked for some suggestions about what to do next. And I think that we're going to be doing the book of James. I had lots of suggestions for that. And so next Tuesday, we'll start with the book of James. But on Saturdays on the DaveCast, we do a couple of things. We preview worship for the Sunday at Conyers First that's coming up. And we also have been having an interview. And so that's our format today. But as far as worship tomorrow, I'm so excited to tell you, I think most people know, that we are going to have the option of returning inside for worship tomorrow. Worship will be at 11 o'clock. There's actually 4 ways that you can engage the worship service. If you've been watching online and that's where you feel safe, then just continue to do that. We'll be streaming the live service at 11 o'clock. If you're watching on Facebook, it'll be just the way it always is. If you've been watching it on YouTube, you'll need to go to the church website. That's the way that we have to stream it there through Boxcast. So watch it through there. Go to the website and you can encounter it there. Or we also have an option of listening to it on the telephone. Now, if you're watching this, you probably don't use that option, but for those folks who don't have internet, that is an option some people use. We also will have the option, as we did for our drive-up service, if you just want to be on the campus, but you don't feel safe coming inside, you can listen to it. You can drive up and park and listen to it on FM radio, so that's another option. And there's a 4th option, and that option is, of course, to come inside where we'll be worshiping in the sanctuary at 11 o'clock. There's going to be some safety precautions, of course, as we come inside. And so I thought a good interview today would be to have Joel Yoder be with us. And so Joel and I at the church actually did a video earlier this week to kind of talk about what to expect if you're coming inside for worship. So let's go ahead and show that video, and then I have a few more comments. All right, so I'm standing here with Joel Yoder, who's on our leadership board and has been kind of handling all of the logistics as far as our reopening for our outside and now for our inside. We're so excited about coming inside. Joel, you excited about coming inside?
Very excited
all right.
Going inside.
So there's some specific things that you need to know if you're coming to the service on Sunday. And so first of all is, where you park and how you're going to enter when you park. If you're in this back parking lot down here, I try not to give everybody vertigo, but if you park down here, logically, this is going to be the door they come in, right, Joel?
That's right. We're trying to make it where you don't have to walk any farther than you have to. Mm-hmm. But we're also trying to keep it where we can stay separated 6 foot apart as we come in. We are coming back into the sanctuary, and we are grateful for that, but things are not going to be exactly like they were before. No. We're going to make them as close as we possibly can, but to be safe, to keep this where we can keep on doing it, we're going to have to do some things a little different, and I know y'all will just join right in and appreciate the fact that we're trying to do it for everybody's safety.
I've been very proud of how everybody's done it for the outside. We've been really good.
Very good. Everybody's behaved themselves and did what they're supposed to do. So we're going to be doing a few things. One of them I already mentioned, we're going to be staying 6 foot apart. Another one is we will be required to wear a mask, and we won't be having coffee or breakfast or anything like that. We're just going to have service to start with to come into this nice, and we're going to learn every Sunday as we go how we can make this better and better.
Right, it won't be perfect this week.
It will not be, and we know
that's a guarantee, 100%. We're going to do our best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they come here, what should they expect when they get to the door?
Okay, when they come up here, there's going to be a check-in table, just like when we were outside, and there will be some people at the check-in table. They will take your temperature, they'll ask you a few questions, and there'll be an offering box on that table if you want to drop your offering in there. And then you will come in and walk up the hallway by the fellowship door towards the sanctuary, just like we always did before.
Right.
But just remember, in the hallways, stay 6 foot apart.
Right. All right, and there's going to be ushers and other people trying to help enforce that. And so that's good. Probably the highest risk we have is during going in and going out. That's when we could encounter some people, and we just need to be, if there's a risk, that's when it is.
That's right. We don't want to have crowded hallways, because that's the place we could be closer together than we ought to be.
Yeah. I'm pretty convinced now that if we do what we're supposed to do, there is a 99.99% that we'll all be safe. So you're going to come here, get checked in, then you'll go down the hall and enter through the narthex.
That's right, just like we always did. I do recommend that if you want to drop off somebody that needs assistance or can't walk as far, come into the entrance off of Main Street, and that's going to be closer to get your people that need assistance into the sanctuary.
All right, so let's go up there and talk about that.
Very good.
All right. So if you got in this door, came in this door and got down this far, you're going to come around here and be guided in this way through the narthex. I hope I'm not giving you vertigo. And in that way. Now, if you're going to come outside, we're going to come out here with Joel. He's going to tell you what's going to happen out here if you're coming outside. So if you come in your parking lot, or if you need handicap assistance, this would be the entrance to come in.
Yeah, this is going to be the closest place to park and course walk, or if you need assistance to get inside, if you come up under this area, you can of course come in off of Main Street, or you can come in from the parking lot. Mm-hmm. We will have another check-in desk right here. This is for the same thing as we're going to check in down in the fellowship hall. Mm-hmm. But at this location, if you're not needing handicap assistance, or if you're not needing to use the ramps, we're going to ask you to walk around to the front and actually come in the front doors of the church.
So we're going to be using the front doors of the church. How unique is that?
We don't get to do that very often, so we're going to take advantage of that, because it's such a real tight space going into the narthex. We don't want everybody coming from the fellowship hall side of the parking lot and this side converging together.
Right.
There will be ushers that will be guiding you in to tell you where to sit and where to come in, but we're going to prop all the doors open.
Right.
So nobody has to touch anything.
Right.
So you'll be able to get in and out. So all the doors will be propped open. We're also going to have these automatic hand sanitizers at each check-in station. We're going to ask that you sanitize your hands before you go in, even though we're not touching anything, just to make sure that we don't leave any cooties behind.
So I was going to say something about that. One of the things to expect that'll be different is there's not going to be anything handed out.
No handouts, no hymnals, no Bibles, nothing in the pews that we could leave the virus on from time to time.
So we're lucky to have the screens.
We will have screens now, right? And we'll be able to have anything we need to print or whatever would now be on the screen instead of being in print.
Yeah, and it'll be a more traditional service than even what we've been doing outside, but it'll all be projected. And so any call to worship, affirmation of faith, all that stuff will be up there, as it always is, but just some people I know like bulletins and hymnals, but for a little while we're going to have to do it this way.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, so if you were to come in this parking lot and park over on this side, again, hoping not for vertigo, you'll be walking around to the front of the church to come in either one of those doors, depending on where you're seating. And we might possibly have to use, doing social distancing, fill out the whole thing. So up in the balcony as well. So it's going to be, we're going to see how it goes this week.
That's right. There will be people guiding you and showing you where to come in and telling you where to go. Don't worry about any of that. And if you need assistance, we'll have people to help you get to where you need to go. So the only thing that besides going into different doors than we normally go in, when we get ready to leave, you'll go out the same doors you come in, but you will be told and guided how to do that. We just don't want anybody where we have a lot of people in one area, like in a hallway or something like that.
And so let's go into the sanctuary and talk about that for just a second, and I think we'll have it about as covered as we can. So.
Very good.
Okay. What can they expect here in the narthex, Joel?
Okay, you're going to be, if you're coming in from the fellowship hall side, this is where you're going to come through, and you will come to wherever the usher is asking you to come. More than likely, it's going to be the normal door, or maybe you walk around back to the other side. We can walk over and look.
All right. All right, so we're here in the sanctuary, and how should they be expecting? We're going to have cardboard cutouts like they do
No,
at the
we're not
stadium?
going to put strings and ropes and cardboard, and we're going to have actually an usher that will be standing at the pew and say, please sit at this pew here.
Yeah.
And they'll either say sit towards the middle or sit on the end, and then we're going to skip every other pew to make sure we have distance. And if you have a family of 6, then they'll just move down 6 more feet before we seat somebody else. If there's only one person it's from the household, then you might have one and then skip 6 feet and have another one in the center of the pew and then skip 6 feet and have a couple on the other end of the pew. But the ushers will just tell you where to sit. It's not going to be hard.
We're using common sense.
Common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Yeah.
That's right. And make it simple, but make it safe.
Yeah.
If this area gets full in the center here, which is what will be filled from the fellowship hall side first, then they'll be taken upstairs to the balcony. If you're coming in the very front doors of the church, then you'll be sitting on one side of the church until this side gets full, and then we'll open the doors on the other side and we'll fill the other side. And I'm hoping we fill the whole place up.
Yeah. Me too. What about, okay, so the main things to remember, because we'll guide you with everything, is wear a mask. If you don't have a mask, we'll have a few masks here, but they're going to be required. I know some churches aren't, but we are going to be requiring masks. And, wash your hands, those kind of things. If we do those things, we'll keep you safe. We'll be all the other stuff. As far as singing and stuff, you can sing with your mask on. I know that's not the most comfortable thing, but at least you get to sing. And so you can see down here, I think this is supposed to be a surprise. We've got the bells have been active, and they are going to be ringing. They're all socially distanced. We don't really have that many bell ringers, but it looks like we got a ton. But that's going to be nice. It's going to be a wonderful worship service, and we are delighted to be back in the sanctuary. And if we keep safe and do our job, we'll be transitioning to life as it once was, back to normal.
One thing I forgot to mention is that there will be bathrooms, of course. But we are going to try to limit to 1 or 2 persons per bathroom at a time, depending on how big the bathroom is. Some of them are bigger than others. So try to limit the number of people that are in the bathrooms. There'll be hand sanitizer there. There's, of course, you can wash your hands with the soap there. But try to limit it in your time in there because people may be waiting to go in and out. Of course, we ask you to try not to go if you don't have to,
Yeah.
but if you need to, we have bathrooms. We're going to use them. We're not going to have a bunch of people in there at one time.
Yeah. Well, Joel, I wanted to say thank you for all you've done. I know it's been an incredibly difficult time as we tried to, understand people want to worship, but also try to be safe and to follow what we've been told. And so, we're delighted that Rockdale's done well. We're down in yellow. Cases are good. We want to keep them that way. And so our church wants to be, very responsible in furthering that.
So are we going to broadcast this service live?
We are. So if you have been used to, watching at 11, it will be this service. And also I found out, probably people won't be watching this that get this service, but, we have a phone service now. And so we found out that the phone will ring with this service. And so we can do both of those things. So people who need to be home, who want to be home, choose to be home, they'll be a part with our streaming live. So we'll all be together, either virtually or in person on Sunday. So that'll be really nice.
That's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joel Yoder. Joel's on our church board. He'll be quick to say he has lots of volunteers and a whole team that are helping make this transition, and the people that help check us in and lead us to where to sit. And that was the case with the outside worship, and it's certainly the case as we move inside. So thank you, Joel, for all you do and all the volunteers who are making this possible for us. And so that's it for today. On Tuesday, I'll be starting in the book of James. I do hope you have a great rest of this Saturday, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow in worship, whether you are watching it online, whether you're listening to it on the telephone, whether you're sitting in the parking lot on the FM radio, or whether you come inside and worship with us in the sanctuary at 11 o'clock. It's going to be a glorious day, and so I look forward to that. Be safe. God bless you, and keep bringing the hope. Bye-bye.